Whew. Alright, they're gonna testify friggin' again, man. This case is out of control. Oh, man. For the sake of my sanity, please don't speak. Permission granted. May your words be as sharp as swords. Ha! And cut through all lies and fallacies straight to the truth. Okay, the time of the crime. The storyteller finished speaking to the crowds at that town square in the evening. That's when the Great Witch appeared. I still cannot forget the sound of that terrible incantation. It was undoubtedly that girl's voice. We ran towards the tower as soon as we saw her, keeping our eyes on her to make sure she didn't escape. We split into two groups at the entrance. One group to guard it, the other to chase down the witch. I was in the first group. It was one of the pursuers. I ran into the tower and caught the witch. There was no one but us at the crime scene. We captured the girl. There was nowhere for anyone to hide there. There was no other witch, I'm sure of it.
I was guarding the entrance and had the door locked. That's right, young one. The fateful bell tower. The fateful incident. We saw them with our own fateful eyes.
Well, I suppose this can be summed up by saying, you all did the best you could. The vigilantes were the first to arrive at the crime scene. The testimony is credible. It does seem so. And if what they say is indeed true, it would be decisive. It would give decisive proof of the accused's guilt. Our opponent is a witch, the Great Witch to be exact. Things probably aren't as simple as they seem. If you think so, feel free to look for any crocs in the testimony. If there are any, and if you're up to it. Defender, you may begin the interrogation. Alright, oh my god, so much testimony here. The storyteller finished speaking to the crowds at the square in the evening. That's when the Great Witch appeared. Hold it! Shortly before sunset, there were lots of people in the town square, weren't there? All the people were in the square. You read the contents of the story, didn't you? The town's grand finale was kind of a big deal, huh? It happened only several hours ago, a sight we'll never forget. The storyteller noticed the Great Witch first. She appeared at the bell tower, and she conjured a flame above her finger. The storyteller fixed his gaze on that flame. But it was already too late. The Great Witch uttered the incantation. Grand Worm. Hold it! And by that girl you mean... What a question, I mean... Cantabella, who else? She took her father's life in that fearsome word. Yeah, no doubt about it. That voice belonged to Spella Cantabella. That fiendish voice even made me shudder a little.
Oh, yes, she shouted that dreadful incantation, Ignace.
Wrong child, Grandpa. That wasn't even the same witch. Looks like they all remember her voice. Well, to be honest, I also think it was the Spella's voice. Huh? Maybe it's better not to dig too deep off this topic. Or too deep into this topic. Alright, we ran towards her as soon as we saw her, keeping our eyes on her to make sure she didn't escape. Hold it! Were the vigilantes the first to arrive at the crime scene? Of course! I was worried the Great Witch may escape us. So I never took my eyes off her until we reached the bell tower. You didn't lose sight of her even once? No, even when I tripped on a pebble and fell down, I kept my eyes fixed on her. You fell down? It's dangerous to run around paying attention to where you're It's dangerous to run around without paying attention to where you're stepping. That's what I meant to say. Ugh. I saw my fellow vigilantes capture the Great Witch. That's when I tripped and fell. It was impossible for someone else to have traded places with the first... I can't read the sentence! It was impossible for someone else to have traded places with the person who summoned that fire dragon. There! Blah, what a mouthful. Therefore, the Great Witch Brazilla can be none other than Espella Cantabella. Alright, we're split into two groups. This guy was in the first group.
Hold it!
Can you tell me which vigilantes were regarding the entrance? Me and Lotta Lance. The rest went after the witch, right, Lotta Lance? Yeah, I think that's right. What was that? Hold it!
What about me? I was there with you. I was guarding the entrance with you.
Ah, yes, I think about it, it was quite a scene. Quite a scene? If you want to know more, why don't you ask the kid? Alright. Fairly certain that I too was... Oh.
I'm fairly certain that I too was there guarding the entrance. Well, whatever I may have seen, the winds that blow over plains will have blown just the same.
These guys aren't best when it comes to teamwork. Oh, alright, this guy says there was no other witch. Press this.
Hold it!
Which could have used magic to remain unseen. Sorry to disappoint you, but no one used any magic at that time. What makes you so sure? To cast a spell, you need an incantation. Ah, we heard no incantations or any other suspicious notes. Everyone heard something, are you kidding?
Hang on!
Excuse me, Mr. Wordsmith. I do not... Oh, here.
I do not know anyone by that name.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, what would you like to comment on Mr. Tredden's testimony? He's nothing to say. He's in Greenfield mode again.
Do not rush to conclusions, young one. I am on a green field, sky-clad, watching petals dancing in the wind.
Yep, I knew you'd say that.
And yet, a single shaft of light has shone through the dark eyes of my memory. I heard something in the bell tower, and then we went to apprehend the witch.
What did you hear? Was it an incantation?
No, it wasn't an incantation. Nevertheless, it sounded like a woman's voice.
Mr. Wordsmith, this is extremely important information. Please add this to your testimony.
Yes, I shall do that. It's best that I tell you about it now before I forget again.
As the defendant requested, you will now testify about the sound you heard. Oh boy, what's the sound gonna be now?
I recall hearing a woman's voice, a faint, delicate sobbing, no less.
Hold it!
You heard a woman sobbing?
Yes, sobbing or perhaps wailing. Eek, eek. She sounded like a bit like hinges in need of some grease.
Oh boy, his falsetto packs a serious punch.
And there was another noise too. Clack, 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 clack. It was a pleasant sound, rather like the wooden clogs in motion, or wooden cogs in motion.
Huh?
And another sound. A clink, clank of chains creaking.
You've come a long way for the sound of a woman crying. Ooh, rah, ah. I remember now. Woman's scream. It was likely the contraptions. On second thought, I heard it too. I remember a certain walking and creaking noise flowing through the air.